What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Day to Day with Alicia K. I'm Alicia K. Duh. Today's going to be a midweek mental, and I wanted to talk to you guys about my first pregnancy. Pregnancy in general, I think that even me, not knowing what it was actually like to be pregnant, there's a lot of misconceptions and spot onness and all things about pregnancy that one wouldn't expect. And I certainly wasn't prepared. I did do a lot of research when I first found out, and I am on the Flow app, which tracks your period and your pregnancies and kind of tells you what to expect symptom wise, and then like what to expect trimester to trimester. I find it very, very helpful. So if you guys don't have a period app, you definitely need one. It definitely keeps track and just kind of helps your feelings and emotions feel validated. Like sometimes it'll say you might feel irritated today, and it's like, oh, and maybe you didn't know, and you just kind of mad for no reason, you're irritated for no reason, you have a lot of irritability for the day, and you look and you're like, oh, it was kind of on the forecast. They said I might be feeling this way today. And I just find that very helpful. Also, let me start by saying I am not a doctor or a medical professional in any type of way. So this is just me telling you my experience with pregnancy. So yeah, like, let's talk about that pregnancy glow, if you will. So yes, this is my first pregnancy. I am in my second trimester. I'm 22 weeks, and it's been a journey. Obviously, pregnancy is very, very rewarding. If obviously, there's no complications or anything that happens that is less than ideal. But it's quite a journey. The first trimester was a rough one. I mean, I was tired all the time. I was nauseous all the time. And I got headaches probably, if not every day, every other day. And I was just down bad. I mean, I was honestly worried about losing my job because I feel like at that time I was missing a lot of days. But maybe I don't know. I can't really honestly remember. That's kind of another thing that comes with pregnancy, is just, whoa, you don't, yeah, good luck remembering things. Cognitive definitely takes a hit. But yeah, the first trimester, and this is with everyone, is the roughest. That's where actually your baby is doing the most growing and developing. So it really takes a lot out of you. And there was one time where I felt like I had COVID. I thought, I was like, man, do I have COVID for the third time? I mean, I had the worst headache. My body was aching. I was just, oh my God, it was hot. It was so crazy. I felt like I had either, if not COVID, I felt like I had like a 24-hour flu. And I did miss work that day. I felt absolutely terrible. Couldn't even get it. I think I was in bed all day, and I could not. I was like, gosh, oh, I feel so terrible. And thinking back, I'm like, was it pregnancy or was it actually sick? I probably should have got that figured out. But the next day, I felt totally fine. So I didn't feel like it was necessary to look into it, medically. But, those first 12 weeks, that's the rough ones. And, you're, like I said, your body's doing the most to support your baby's development. And so it really takes a lot out of you. And I think it's so funny because most people think, oh, when they think of pregnancy, they think of just the beauty benefits that you're going to have, like glowing skin, shiny, thick hair, long hair, really, really strong nails. And that's not all it is. That's not all it is at all. I think and I'm wondering if I was pregnant at this time, but I did have a coworker. We said hi to each other in the hallway, and he was like, "You're just glowing today." And I'm just like, what? Like, he's like, "Yeah, you're just glowing. Like, and I'm wondering if that if I was pregnant at this time. I just can't, I don't know why I can't remember when this was, but I mean, yeah, literally said that, and I was like, thank you. I'm sitting there thinking, that's just my skincare routine, this and that, but it might have been those hormones working in my favor. So it's not, it's, there is obviously beautifying effects. And honestly, I think I was probably like, I don't want to say the most beautiful, but I probably had the beauty benefits within that first trimester. It didn't feel it didn't feel like that way. Like when I tell you, it kind of feels like death. That's kind of what it feels like, but you look better, I think, during the first trimester, and then the glow does continue, but it's all about upkeep and all that. We'll continue with that. But yeah, my first trimester, that like sounds like a fitness class or something. My first trimester was a rough one. It was, I didn't think that I was gonna make it. I'm like, I'm gonna die before I get any further. But no, here we are. We're at 22 weeks, and I could not be happier. Now, my second trimester, I do have a lot more energy back. Um, uh, Really, I had barely have any headaches, barely any nausea. There are certain smells though that make me nauseous, that make me feel like I want to throw up, but I don't. I actually have not thrown up this whole pregnancy, just constant nausea. And I'm wondering, like, should I throw up? Like, would that help? And it's like, probably not. Probably not. It's probably not gonna help. Um, but no, second trimester, I definitely feel a lot better um, physically, but I do still have a lot of days where I'm just extremely fatigued and, almost too tired and too weak and just unmotivated. I think the second trimester for me is more of an emotional journey. The first trimester, it was very, very physical. There was a lot of things that were going on that just, oh my, I could barely function physically. And now I feel like in the second trimester, which most women, they have better luck with, like that's like the honeymoon period. I think that's what they call it, the honeymoon trimester, something like that, where everything is kind of back, you're kind of back to normal, and you're able to move better and enjoy food more and stuff like that. But for me, I don't know if this is like because of a pre-existing condition or something like that, but I think mentally I kind of took a step back because I have just been so irritable and sad, and obviously hormones, they're going to do that. But no, I've been irritable, sad. Um, Sometimes I'll be angry, super, super anxious. And this just could be my thought process now, because since it is my first pregnancy, every little cramp I have or every little pain that I have, I'm always worried. Oh my God, something's wrong with the baby. Oh my God, I did something. Like, I was worried if I'm getting enough nutrients. I am taking my prenatals, but I could be eating better. Um, or like, maybe I'm so used to the baby moving at this time of day and then they're not that day. And I'm just like, oh my God, are they okay in there? Like, what's going on? And it's just, obviously this week the baby's actually developing a sleep pattern, so maybe next week I'll know when they're more active. Like right now they're more active after 9 p.m. It's like 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. type action. Which I mean, I stay up late anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then toward in the morning, it's like almost 12 hours later, the start of it. It's like 9 a.m. Around there is when they'll start moving around. Sometimes earlier, a lot of the times earlier. But yeah, there's so much anxieties that come with being pregnant. It's just you're thinking, it's like, oh my God, am I going to be a good mom? Can I provide for my baby? And all that stuff really, it kind of does bring you down. And of course there's me, where I obsess about things I can't control, like the world. Like, I'm not going to be able to control inflation, or how bad the housing market is, or you know um even like with the school shootings, there's like so much to worry about. And I am kind of a worry wart. Anyone that knows me knows that I can, and not even like call myself dramatic, but I can be, it takes over. It does. It really does take over. And as much as I don't want it to, it still does. It's still in the back of my mind. I'm like, oh my God, I kind of want my baby to stay in here because I always know where they are. I know they're safe. I know that they're taken care of. Like, I don't want my baby to go out there in the world and have to be hurt in any kind of way, you know? And so I think mentally that's taken, this pregnancy is going so fast where my head is spinning. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to deal with this? Like, and I've taken care of plenty of kids, you know, off and on in my life. So that part doesn't worry me. It's everything else that I can't really control once they grow up and go out in the world. It's like, gosh, I'm already worried. I'm just going to, it's only going to get worse. Like, this is just crazy to me. But physically in the second trimester, I do feel a lot better. I still do get super tired, and being tired and kind of weak and achy makes you not want to do a lot of things. So something as simple as filming can be hard. And it's not necessarily that I am unmotivated or uninspired to film or record. It's just I'm so tired. Like, I'm that tired, like mentally tired as well. And, you know, the way that nobody wants to think of a baby this way, but a baby is, you know, like an alien or a parasite and you're the host. You know, they're feeding off of you. They're getting all their nutrients from you. They're taking over your body and your mind. And pregnancy brain is a real thing, guys. Like, my memory and I've been trying to keep up and make sure that, oh, remember this, remember that, keep a list. But I forget things. I can't comprehend things like I used to. Math is my favorite subject, and that's been hard for me, as well as like spelling, something as simple as, you know, certain things. And it's just, it does cause not a cognitive decline, but you do get a couple setbacks when it comes, like the baby takes over. Even with cravings, like, you think that you'll have great willpower when it comes to like craving anything. You don't. You really don't. The baby what the baby says goes right now. They are calling the shots when it comes to your body. I've tried to resist certain, and I haven't had any weird ones. So far, my baby, all they crave is cinnamon and French fries. Like, every day. Every day I want cinnamon. Every day I want French fries, and I have to satisfy one or the other. Otherwise, nothing will taste right. I'll try and be like, oh, I don't have anything cinnamon, or I don't want anything cinnamon right now, and I'll try to eat something else. Nope, it tastes gross. The baby's like, nope, get this out of here, Mom. I want cinnamon, or I want some French fries, and sometimes specifically from Freddy's. Doesn't want any other fries. Just, it has to be Freddy's fries. It's so crazy, guys. It's so crazy how you don't really recognize your body. You you don't recognize your body. Your mind is kind of all over the place. Which actually, I actually love being pregnant. I love my pregnancy body, or fertility body, or whatever you want to call it. Like, some people, they're like struggle with that, but I honestly have, I don't know, in this body, I've never felt more strong, more fierce, more womanly. I feel like I can take on the world, except when my mind takes over, and it's like, it just fills me up with doubt. And I just, I really hate that, but that is part of the territory. I texted my mom. I was like, gosh, you know, do you really feel this tired and unmotivated your whole pregnancy? And she's like, yeah, pretty much. And it's just like, wow. And even my partner's mom, she was like, is she feeling up to anything? Anytime we would have like a gathering or something like that, and she would be like, is she feeling up to it? And he would be like, nah, not really. And I'm like, and she's like, yep, that was me when I was pregnant. When you're pregnant, You don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel like, it's not that you don't want to either. Like, of course I want to go to my niece's birthday party, or of course I want to go bowling or something, but it's just leading up to it where it's like, I just kind of dread it because I'm like, at work, I'm on my feet all day. I'm walking from here to there. I'm bending up and down. I'm lifting. I feel like once I get to a certain point, I will have to maybe temporarily change positions because it is a lot on my body. I could sit down for my 15-minute break, and as soon as I stand up, I'm so sore. Like I feel like I ran a marathon. My feet are hurting, my hips are hurting, my back is hurting. And I'm I'm always out of breath. I don't know if the past couple videos, if any of you guys noticed, but I'm like taking more breaths, and it's hard for me to talk for a longer period of time now because I'm always out of breath. And of course, I've been having skin changes. I have not had any stretch marks on my stomach just yet, but on the boobies, there are a lot of little markings and body acne. You can't tell because the camera is really good at like hiding a lot of stuff. My face is fine, but I have a lot of body acne. And I did notice that there were some instances in pregnancy where you don't really get acne on your face, but you get it all over your body. And my body acne was already bad as it is, and now it's just kind of been worse. I've been kind of treating it, and it's been a little bit better, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows, guys. There is such thing as pregnancy glow, but there is a lot of stuff physically and mentally, emotionally that you have to deal with when it comes to pregnancy, and it's not always positive. It's not always an uplifting thing. You gotta have to remember like what you see in magazines where you see this happy glowing woman, shiny hair and glowing skin and perfectly round belly, and she's just looking down at it and staring and just smiling. Like, yes, that is a thing, and that's great. Pregnancy is super exciting and rewarding, but there are a lot of downs that I think people don't take into consideration. Because obviously I knew, oh yeah, there's nausea and vomiting, and you're tired all the time, but like I never thought about the actual emotional toll, and I just wasn't prepared for it. I know that I'm not alone, but I do have instances where I feel lonely, if that makes sense. I know that I have plenty of people, friends and family that I can lean on to talk about these things, and I do. I'll call them or text them, and I'll just have a complete venting session, if you will. But it's like, and people who that I know who have been pregnant, obviously they understand. But at the same time, like I said, every pregnancy is different, even within the same person. So not even just, between different women, but sometimes the same woman could have 3 pregnancies, and all pregnancies are different. Say hi, Ollie. And all pregnancies are different. So it's just kind of one of those things that you never really know what to expect. And this isn't me telling you what to expect. This is me telling you my own personal journey and how it is kind of mentally taxing, but also I can't wait to meet my baby. And there's some women, they go their whole pregnancy looking for their glow, and then realize that their glow was their baby the whole time. Like as soon as they have their baby, like, oh my God, like my baby's my glow. Like they say that in the end it's all worth it, and you forget the whole thing. And maybe you do. I don't want to forget a thing. Honestly, even some of the bad stuff, because it's just you have to go through that. That's kind of with anything when it comes to, even a bad day. Like you have to go through the bad days to appreciate the good days. You have to feel everything that you're supposed to feel in pregnancy to really, really enjoy your baby. And Gosh, this being my first pregnancy, it's so anxiety inducing, but oh my gosh, anytime I feel them move or feel them kick, I just look down and I cannot help but smile from ear to ear because this is just going to be the love of my life. This baby's going to be the love of my life. And I just know that it will. And it's just, I'm super excited about it. I couldn't be happier. Even when I want to punch my partner in the face, or when I want to knock everything off the counter because I'm just so angry, or um, when I want to cry because I can't get Freddy's fries, or, you know, really just anything. Anything negative, it's like I know what's at the end of the tunnel. I know the light at the end of the tunnel, and that is my precious little bundle of joy, and I can't complain. And some people, they don't get to make it this far, and some people, they struggle so much, which is why I can complain and I can vent about it, but I don't regret any of it. Unplanned and unexpected, but I don't regret any of it. Like I just can't, you know? And I feel so lucky and so blessed too to have so much support. It's very, very overwhelming, but in a good way. And yeah, yeah, that's Stuffy knows too. Something that I did not know that happens in pregnancy is you get nasal congestion. And I feel like I've had it my whole entire pregnancy. So again, I'm sorry if I sound all nasally and I'm always sniffing, but it's apparently it's part of the pregnancy. And I'm like, oh, great. I was expecting not to have allergies during the winter. What is this? Another thing that I've encountered was hot. I am always hot. Would you think would be good for the winter? But we had a pretty mild winter. We had 1 week where there was a bunch of cold days, maybe 2 weeks, and like that was it. We're gonna have an early spring. Today it's like 57 in February. Like that's unheard of to me. But those were other two things that I kind of deal with the most. It's like hot flashes, constantly having to pee, um, nasal congestion, tiredness. I've still kind of had my really, really tired days where I'm just like, oh my gosh, why am I so tired? I just want to nap all day. And I should. I should nap when I need to and when I can, because it's going to be kind of hard once the baby comes. But also, your body's going to shut down at the wrong time if you don't. So, but yeah, I went off on a tangent there. That was supposed to end it. That was a perfect build up to the ending of this video. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know my journey so far. I find out the sex tomorrow. I'm super excited. I'll probably show you guys the clip. I know, follow me on social media, on Instagram at anox2017. I'm going to post a video. Otherwise, I will add it to another pregnancy video that I wanted to do in the near future. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know where I was at mentally and know that I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. It's just been hard for me to build up the energy as well as the motivation, because when I tell you it's so hard to focus too. Like my focus has been just shot ever since too. And yes, I blame baby, but again, I could not be happier for this experience. I'm just thankful. I thank God that he's letting me experience like this is meant to be. And obviously it is, because it was so unplanned. Like it was so crazy how shocked I was, and even my partner were just like, once we found out, it was crazy. But it's very, very exciting. So I thank you guys for coming along on this journey with me, and I hope you'll stick around. And I'm going to try my best to be consistent, because I know I just know that it's a little rough. So, be kind to me. I'm trying out here, and yeah, I hope you guys stick around. And I hope you like this video. I hope it's not too long. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. Bye.